Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we're taking a look at the Roland Sound Canvas. Specifically, I'm going to look at the voices, choirs, vocals, that kind of thing, because they are incredible. But Sound Canvas is full of great sounds. It's 16 parts. You can set up and save these for recall. As long as your MIDI controller will scroll through MIDI channels, as most of them do, you can set up 16 patches, MIDI patches from the massive amount of sounds you get. Okay, so look, it defaults to this when you open it, regardless, and every single channel is set on piano. To change a sound, you just tap on the sound there, and then you selected with you get loads of different maps here, and then you can choose. Well, on my MIDI keyboard now, although you can't see it, I'm going to swap to channel 2, and we're back to piano. If we go back now, you'll see that we've got tambura in channel 1 and piano in channel 2. I swap back on my MIDI keyboard, and I can play the tambura. Okay, so that's that. This is primarily Sound Canvas is a MIDI file player. You load in MIDI songs and it'll play it for you. That's what it is. But it's just a marvelous resource of sounds for live. For instance, live gigging, you could set up these 16 sounds as like a set list. Different sounds, different songs. The most important button here is the thing that says level. It's kind of misleading. It kind of just says settings or something. Hit level, and this is where you can choose. At the moment it's set to, but you can see it's set to reverb. It'll change to whatever it's set to, but it doesn't really tell you the most important bits, which is the save and load. Let me hit load here. Now you'll see that it will auto save. Every time you hit save, it will auto save. And then you can rename a setting. So if I went to this one here first, this one, and just put load, you'll see that it's got a load of different sounds. And if I go to level, yeah, that's it. Delay. You can change the delay, the chorus, and the pan volume, etc. for each of the sounds. Okay, you can mute them if it's playing a MIDI file. You can mute them on and off. So if we wanted to put some delay on that, you tap this here, and then you can just. Now you can set up the delay in settings as well, so and then you can reset it there if you want to, like that. And then to get rid of this, because tapping around it won't do anything, or it will. There you go. That was novel, wasn't it? Oh yeah, tapping on it will, but also tapping it on the delay thing again will change it. So scrolling through the MIDI channels on the keyboard, next one is OB Soft Pad on channel 2. Very nice, very nice. On channel 3, it's some awful wind chime, and then piano and strings, and then next channel 5. Next one would be thing. Now it doesn't change the name here, but you can see that the channel. So that's mildly annoying, but you can scroll around like this, and then make adjustments, or you can make adjustments to the chorus, pan, reverb there again. Okay, so that's that. So if I just hit save now, it will make another copy of that and call it something else. So if I go to my load menu now, it will have saved it there, this next one. And it gives you the time and stuff. But let's go to voice here and load. Okay, so you'll see that I've already started to set up a couple of others. So if I scroll now to channel 7, you'll see that it's on piano. Let's first of all listen to some of these choir sounds. So I'll go back to channel 1 on my keyboard. and then jump forward to another channel, which is church choir. And I will say that if you save anything like reverb, chorus, etc., it will remember those settings as well, and level settings, of course. So let's try rich choir. I mean, that's a marvelous sound anyway, the church choir. So going along to channel 3. And then what was it in channel 4? Choir ha. Next one, channel 5 was chorus laws. You can build up a whole like sort of barbershop quartet. And then it's a great sound, isn't it? And then on number 6, I would play one note on the MIDI keyboard and it will do major sevenths. Marvelous. So let's go to the next one now, which is, let me just go to channel 7 on my MIDI keyboard, which is back to piano. Let's open this. And let's go to down to ensemble. Now, I found the SC8820 map was the best for vocals. Okay, so it certainly has the most of them in. And you just scroll down till you start to find them, choir R's, melted choir, etc. Lovely. Voice ooze. Chorus ooze. Now, Sound Canvas is an AUV3 or something. It's interlap audio. I mean, the sounds are great quality, you know, they're very high, but they're very, very usable if for that kind of thing, you know. This is that one. And then there's a sus4. Very useful in sets. Now, this is brilliant. Jazz scat. Okay. This is just. Let me just turn it down because it can get quite expressive. So it's velocity sensitive, basically. So soft, very soft to hard, right? Fantastic. So what I will do is leave that in part 7 here. Now, the very cool thing is we don't have to keep going back to that main screen. We can just go to our next part and that will remember. So part 8, remembering to go to channel 8 on your MIDI keyboard. And we're back in piano. And then we can go down to ensemble here and go find our strings. So we've just done the bappity bap. So, and these are the parts, right? That wasn't there, so that'd be cool to add if you wanted to. So you start multi-tracking this stuff, and it starts to sound great. And there's loads of it. Look, that's nice. So we'll go to part 9. Make sure I select 9 on my MIDI keyboard. Go to Ensemble where they are, and choose. Okay, so that'll do for that. Humming we'll leave in part 9. I won't need to. I'm not going to go and fill in all 16 parts. That's silly. I just wanted to really show you how brilliant the sounds were for the voice. Anyway, so you go back now, you'll see that I've got my 9 parts filled in. Channel 10 will be drum mapped already, so millions of different kits to choose from. But going back to 9 now, got that humming, and then back on to 8. So that's the idea. And of course, and when you can set levels and everything, of course, and reverb and chorus, etc., etc. And then just hit save, and it's saved. Okay, now I'm going to see where it's saved. Okay, so we go to load. If I go to my original one, it's called voice settings, and put load in. Yep, that's not that one. So let's go to load again, and maybe it's the one at the top. No, and maybe the one before it then, because load this one. So there's the one. So then I could just like go into where it says load, and I know it's this one. Put rename and I'll just call it vocals 2, and then rename. Now it did this before. Go to rename, but then hit rename and do it again. Vocals 2, rename. There it is, vocals 2, and there's voices. I don't know why it does that. And I'll also give you a tip as well, that if you're swapping MIDI channels on your MIDI controller, make sure that the sound is completely stopped before you change channel. Otherwise, sometimes you'll get a hanging note. I'll see if I can recreate that actually. So I'll go from this sound, and I just drop to channel 8. And the only way to stop that then, them hanging notes, is to close the app like that, and yeah, start again, basically. So make sure the note is finished. I mean, that's got to be a bug, you know. I mean, it might not work with all MIDI controllers. It might just be my Oxygen 61 M audio. Who knows? You know what I mean? So, but just a little thing a little tip is, if you are going to use this live and you are going to set this up like this, let the sound stop before you change sound over. Normally you'd set it up between songs or something, but you might be using it for choruses and things. It's so easy to make the mistake, you know. So that's something that I don't think they'll ever fix it now, because I think it's kind of, I don't know. It's let's see, vocals 2, load, and we're back to our original thing. So channel 7. There you go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a patron, please. And yes, Roland Sound Canvas. I'll put links in the description. I think it's great. The range of sounds alone, it's worth it. You know, if you're just going to using it for recording in Interapp Audio, or you're in Audio Bus or wherever, It's fantastic. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.